Hello, Potato, and welcome to Weekend Magic for April the 2nd, 2022. How was your April Fool's Day? Mine, April Fool's just hasn't been the same for me since Think Geek kind of ceased to exist. They had like the best April Fool's jokes, in my opinion. Although Lego has some pretty good ones. Not this year, but in the past they've had some pretty good ones. So today we are staying with Disney, but not something from Shop Disney or the Disney parks, but something from Super7. Now, the name Super7 should sound familiar to you if you are at all into action figures and toys. They are probably most famous for those reaction figures, the ones that are different licenses like Alien or G.I. Joe, but done in the style of those old 1980s Star Wars figures, which is to say, extremely limited articulation and frequently dodgy sculpts. Like right now, one of the ones I'm seeing a lot of is the reaction G.I. Joe, which look at a first glance from a distance look like the old G.I. Joe figures. And then you get close and see that while they are about the same size, they have much less articulation than those classic figures did. I'm not sure who that's for. However, not all the reaction figures are total junk. If you remember back, I think 2020, they did release those Hitchhiking Ghost Haunted Mansion reaction figures, which are actually, I was impressed with. Quite nice sculpts, especially for reaction figures. Still, not much going on with articulation, but very nice sculpts. So while they may be more famous at this point for the reaction figures, they do have another line of figures that are kind of the total opposite end of the spectrum. They appear to be almost, not quite, but almost along the lines of like a Figma or a Voltec, and that is the Ultimates line. And they make a few different things in the Ultimates line. They do things like Ninja Turtles, Thundercats, what else is there? I think they'll do like a Silverhawks, which is interesting because I honestly didn't think anybody but me remembered Silverhawks. I've actually got, you can't see him, but up on the shelf up there, I do actually have a Silverhawks villain figure, that robot with the buzzsaw arms. But they do a number of these Ultimates ones, which are quite nice by the looks of things. But I've kind of held off. I haven't bought any Ultimates figures until now. You see, a couple years ago, I think it was in 2020, it might have been in 2019 even at this point, they announced they were making Disney Ultimates. And naturally, I could not resist. And so for the next 3 weeks, we're going to be looking at Super7 Disney Ultimates figures, because I did order, I think there's only 3 in the first series, and I ordered one of each of them. They've announced 2 series since then. Series 2 is due out, I believe, currently they're looking for August. And then Series 3 was just recently announced, and that's due out next year. But Series 1, which was due out like last September, finally did ship. And so today, we're going to look at the first one of those, and that is from Robin Hood, Prince John. Now, am I a big Robin Hood fan? No, I'm not a huge Robin Hood fan, but how often do you see anything with Prince John? And of course, you can tell it's a collector's figure because it comes in a plain cardboard box. Also says adult collectible, not a toy. Yes, it's an action figure, but it's not a toy, which I'm assuming means it's going to be very fragile because, yes, I'm absolutely going to ruin the value of it and open it up. Now, in all honesty, I have already taken it out of the outer shell here to take a look at it. So, it's already been opened. I just haven't taken the figure out of the box yet, but we are going to do that today and take a look at him. So let's slide him out. He comes protected in plastic, and I've already taken him out of this too because I wanted to actually see the figure. All I'd seen before were the prototype images, which were just sculpted. They weren't actually articulated figures. You could see on them there was no articulation. But the final figures are articulated. So let's slide off his cover. And I guess look at the back of the box first, since that's the way I have it turned around. But there's the front of the box. It says Disney's Robin Hood. And in Series 2, they are actually doing a Robin Hood figure. Series 2 is going to be, I think, the hippo from Fantasia, Robin Hood, Alice and the Mad Hatter, I believe. And then Series 3 is, I think, the alligator from Fantasia, the Red Queen from Alice, and the Big Bad Wolf, which looks really, really cool. And then, oddly, Stitch. But I do kind of like the look of the Stitch figure. But let's look at Prince John. We have words back here, though. Occupying his brother's throne during his absence, Prince John is now the self-absorbed and money-hungry ruler of England. Through ruthless and wicked means, including his beloved taxes on the poor, he will stop at nothing to ensnare his lion's share of the wealth. That is, unless the cunning Robin Hood has anything to do with it. And hopefully, come this fall, he will. But here he is, Prince John. Now, see what I mean? I say it's kind of at least close to like Revoltech or Figma. I mean, look at all the detail stuff in there. Well, let's God, there's a huge part of me that does not want to take him out of the box, but I really do want to take him out of the box because I want to put him on display somewhere out of the box. So we're gonna do it. He's not gonna get played with per se, but he is going to see the light of day. Oh, let's do it. Let's just break the seal. Ready? And he is now worth nothing. Right, well, it's done. We might as well take him out and see what all we get in the box. In the box, we get a bunch of hands. And if you look on here, we actually have the hands both with the gemstones. Can I pop them out? With the gemstones. And if you remember the Robin Hood movie, there's a scene where Robin Hood kisses the ring and sucks out the stones. And we have those too, which will be more meaningful once the, Robin Hood with, well, the Robin Hood figure to go with these comes out. There's the other hand. Here he is with the gemstone. And as you can see, there's one gemstone like with a fist and then one where the hand is open. And that's because aside from this mess of hands, we have not one, but two different versions of Sir Hiss. This one of which fits very nicely into this little choking hand. If we can get it on there. There we go. So yep, you can have Prince John strangling Sir Hiss. And look at the sculpt on him. I love the sculpt. This is so nice. These are nice figures. I wish Super7's reaction stuff looked as nice as this, but I guess it wouldn't be reactions. Oh wow, the head's even a little posable. I wasn't expecting that. You can turn the head. It's got a little up and down action on it, but you can turn it. That is really cool. He's not opposable aside from that, but you can, you can give him a little bit of a character by just turning his head around, which is nice. This one, the head, yeah, we do. You can. The head does go back and forth at least, so that's kind of cool. Look at the eyes on him too, all googly-eyed. It's really a nice figure. But that's not all you have in here. You also have Prince John's mirror, which I expect will also fit very nicely in that grabby hand. And a pair of alternate heads. We have kind of just like his normal look and his very baffled crown down over the eyes look. And naturally, of course, with all these extra bits, we have Prince John himself. Yep, here he is, all just normal version of him. And this one's kind of cool. This head, actually, the crown comes off of. So I guess Robin Hood can steal the crown. I don't remember totally. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. But like maybe a year. I think we watched it. I don't know if we watched it just during lockdown or if we actually watched it when we had COVID. We watched it in the last couple of years. He comes with an actual cloth robe, which I would imagine we could probably take off him if we wanted to, take his hands off to do it. But articulation-wise, you have a full range of motion on the head here. I mean, he certainly puts, say, your toy box figures to shame, doesn't he? Got a full range of articulation on the head. We have, you can't see it because of the robe, but he does have elbows. We have good range of motion on the wrists. Make him wave high. And then, of course, over here we have the other elbow, which does seem a little... Can we pop this hand off and get a good look at the arm? I want to see the arm joints look like. There we go. So, yeah, this one doesn't... It pivots, but it doesn't seem like it wants to actually bend. Oh, there it goes. Look, even though you're not going to see it, they've actually put, like, texturing on his elbow of the fur. Even though most people are never going to actually see that because it'll be inside the robe. But we've got him off here. See the rest of his outfit. We have articulation on the tail. We've got a pivot there, and the whole thing swivels around. We have hips, we have knees, we have ankles. Got his little sandals. We even have little holes in the bottom so you can buy stands to put him on. Because yeah, he unfortunately does not come with any sort of a stand. But it is a very nice figure. I think he was, $45.99. I got him from Entertainment Earth. And I have pre-ordered some of the second series ones. And I'm going to pre-order at least a couple of the third series ones. I do want to get the Red Queen and the Big Bad Wolf, because the Big Bad Wolf looks really, really cool. Even if they don't do any pigs or anything, the Big Bad Wolf is a really, I think, a really nice design on it. But yeah, here's our Prince John. So, I don't know which head would be. I guess this would be the angrier head. This would be the one, if you wanted to have him strangling Sir Hiss. Does it come on easily enough? That's the problem with some of these replaceable head figures is they don't want to pop onto the pivot joints there. I had the same problem with the Figmas and Revoltex. There we go. So we can have him throttling Sir Hiss face to face. Look at that. Now I'm just make him balance again. There we go. Yeah, that's nice. That's probably how I'm going to leave him, although Sirius just by his side might be good, but I think at least until Robin Hood comes out, I think he's probably going to be throttling Sir Hiss. And of course I am going to save the box, because someday if I want to do something else with him, I'm going to want to put him away. And the box is at least nice with that brown outer shell. Would be nicely used for storing him and keeping the inner box in at least as good a condition as something that I've opened can possibly be in. But I don't know if he's still available at Entertainment Earth or not, because it's been released now. It was on pre-order for quite a long time. But I do believe they're still taking orders for the second and third. Oh, I know they're taking orders for the third series. I think they're still taking orders on the second series. And even if you probably will find these guys at your local comic show and anime shows over the next few months. I'm sure when we go to SAC Anime Spring in a couple weeks, which yes, I do plan on going because I don't have COVID this time. I'm sure we will see some Super 7 figures while we are there. But that's it. So looking at him, yeah, I feel like this definitely is not a child's toy. Do not give this to a child. This is a collectible figure for adults. If nothing else, you shouldn't be buying. Wow, look at the back of that. Look at all the detail on there, the fur and stuff. These are really these absolutely have lived up to my expectations. Look at the detail on the crown. The paint is nice and clean. There's no runs. There's no like overflows. Everything is like just precisely. I think Sir Hiss really shows off the detail level just because he's so small. He's got a little articulation. Nope, that's not. I thought maybe that was articulation too, but that's just where the pieces are glued together. But there's so much detail on these. Like I said, I would almost say these might be even better than like your Revoltech and your Figma in that he does feel quite a bit sturdier than those figures. Those figures tend to be a little spindly, a little like female Marvel toy box figures almost. And he feels reasonably sturdy. I still wouldn't let a kid play with him because he's an expensive action figure, but I am very happy with him. And hopefully over the next couple weeks, I will be equally happy with the other two. Look at the rings. Look at the detail in there. I mean, yeah, they could maybe have made them like something clear, like a different type of plastic, but I'm good. I'm happy with him. He has absolutely lived up to my expectations. But yeah, you can check him out. I'm sure Amazon has him probably now. I doubt they're being sold for $45 anymore. I think the Series 2 and 3s are like $55 each. They've gone up even before being released. And I'm sure he is probably being sold for a higher price as well. But I am very happy with him. So hopefully I'll be as happy with the other figures in the series, but we'll find out next week and the week after how I feel about those. But this one's a winner. And again, I'm not a huge like Robin Hood fan, but I don't think I've ever seen a Prince John toy, and I couldn't pass it up. It looked too nice. It looked too detailed. And yeah, no regrets. No regrets here at all. Hopefully I will continue with that no regrets in the other figures in the series. But that will wrap up today. I would love to see, if we're going to talk about this wish list. Let's wish list things here. I would love to see Super7 do a series of parks figures. I mean, obviously, Haunted Mansion, Hatbox, Hitchhikers, Constance, a Leota set would be nice. But also, like Red from Pirates of the Caribbean would be really cool. Maybe some of the other characters in there. I really can't think of any other, like, necessarily park characters. Dapper Dans? I don't know. I don't know if I'd buy a set of Dapper Dans, but I would buy Red. Yeah, Wishlist is definitely would be for them to do some Haunted Mansion Ultimates, if nothing else. They did those reaction Hitchhiking Ghosts, so maybe, fingers crossed. Not that I need to spend more money on things, but, Anyways, yeah, that wraps it up for this week. I hope you found this all interesting or entertaining. I hope if you did like this one that you will come back next week when we look at another figure in this series. And if not, well, I'm sure I will do food or Lego or alcohol or something over the next week that maybe that'll interest you. But if you found this one interesting at all, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. I wish I remember what his voice sounds like so I could try to imitate it very badly. But, just unlike that. He's very upset with you. You've done something wrong. You haven't paid your taxes, probably. Oh, it's that time, isn't it? Like next week. Prince John says pay your tax.